I think it's impactful when like-minded people band together to help make a difference.
The first time you see someone who really needs some help and you feel like you have an impact, it's hard to describe.
When we leave this earthly world and we look back, we have to be proud of the things that we did.
One of my first active engagements was helping to activate the PE network within the United Way.
When you looked at the stats, private equity probably wasn't doing its share. I don't think it was because of lack of caring, I think it was lack of exposure.
Our business is about making good investments, and the United Way, with their focus on early education, has sold our community on what a good investment it is to have an impact on children at a very early age.
Coming together with the other private equity and venture capital firms to make a difference in town is just something that's really become part of the fabric and part of the core values of this town.
So there's lots of organizations you can give to that help a group of people at that point in time. And then there are other organizations that have the opportunity potentially to leverage other sources of money in a way that is, take much larger sources of money and have those sources of money be deployed against much better uses.
What happened through the 80s and 90s, and part of it I think was that some of the PE and VC community got involved, was the United Way became more selective, more demanding, and measured.
First thing is, United Way is what I refer to as the mother milk. And instead of there being hundreds of charities that are too small to run their own programs, the United Way can be helpful in making grants and being creative in how stuff gets funded.
And the fact you had a system that was continually reviewing and auditing success and really making sure that dollars invested were in fact being as meaningfully employed as they could be.
You need an organization that could take that idea and take the money and turn it into action. The United Way is open to new ideas, and they can be very innovative.
The moment when it all clicked for me was when I was talking to my friend who's one generation ahead of me, who talked to me about philanthropy. And he used the catchy phrase, which I think people have probably heard many times: learn, earn, and return.
There's nothing like family, and there's nothing like community engagement to give you perspective as a leader.
Giving actually triggers your brain to be happy. It is probably an evolutionary biology response, perhaps, that, but it's not just making the recipient happy, it actually makes you happy. That made me feel better about giving, by the way.
Stretch until you feel it, and that's both with your time and financially. The rewards from the investment that you make with time and financial resources will, I think, surprise you of how enriched you can feel by making investments in our community.
When we look back upon a legacy, I actually think part of it will be what we're able to do, a much, 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 much bigger part where how many other people can we inspire and motivate to make this part of their calling as well. And that's really part of what we're talking about with the United Way.